The championships.
The academic excellence.
This way is the Roadrunner way.
The achievements are endless.
But that's not the only reason why we're here.
Our calling is higher than just wins and losses.
Degrees and awards.
No, there's more to it than that.
Our road to excellence
Is found when we
Compete passionately.
Accept responsibility.
Lead courageously.
And live unselfishly.
These principles will produce results in all the roles that we experience.
this way.
Is the Roadrunner way.
And that spirit lives in all of us.
Whether you're on campus,
Or part of the larger Dalton community.
excellence is not achieved alone.
We're all in this together.
This way.
Is the Roadrunner way.
Come with us.
This way.
This way.
This way.
This way.
This way.
This way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of The Beep. I'm Eric Simpson, Sports Information Director for Dalton State. Our guest with us today is women's golf coach Jim McGrew. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. It's always a good day to talk about the Roadrunners. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump right in here like we always do. So last season ended rather abruptly when the COVID-19 pandemic hit the nation. So as a head coach, how did you manage that?
Not very well. I mean, it was tough. I was one of those stubborn people that kept saying, no, it's not going to happen. We're going to play. And even after it happened, I was still of the mindset, what are you doing? We can go fight through this thing. It's just kind of the old school way of doing stuff. You just go on and you don't really let anything stop you. But obviously it was tough, and there was a lot of things a lot more important, a lot bigger than golf at the time. But it was still tough because you had players that were working for something, and we have aspirations as a program of what we want to accomplish, and every year it's about winning rings. And we had 3 seniors, and for them not knowing the future, that being taken from them, it was really tough. So it was just trying to, again, the best you could to kind of stay in communication with the players and let them know that you're there for them. You know how tough it is. You hate it, but somehow we'll get through this and we'll work through it. Just hanging there. And for the seniors, then obviously it was extremely tough, for 2, Hannah and Hazen, that had great careers with us, that had a chance at being All-American, had a chance to win a conference championship, national championship. There really was nothing I could say to them. There was nothing that was going to make it right. There was nothing that was going to help. There was no way to get through that to them. So that's the part of it that still really stings as a coach, is that was taken from them with no opportunity to ever get it back, especially what they had done for our program.
Right, exactly. And I hated it for them too. I mean, you just never want to be left basically high and dry in that sense. But, we're going to put that into the rearview mirror now, and we're going to take a look at the present, take a look at this year's team. So the NAIA, they granted an extra year of eligibility for most spring sport athletes, golf being one of those. So you had a few seniors, we talked about with Hagen Cho and Hannah Gassaway that decided to go ahead and graduate, enter the job field, represent Dalton State well in that sense. But you did have one that decided to return, and you brought in a very strong-looking recruiting class. Do you care to give us a preview of those 2021 Lady Roadrunners?
Yes, it's exciting, obviously, to have Isabel come back. We hate that the other 2 couldn't, but for her, she just wanted that feeling of finishing out the career the right way, and that's walk down the 18th fairway and make that last putt, and at that point in time, then know it's over. So we have Isabel coming back. Obviously, she's a 4-time All-American. She's got a chance to do something that's never been done or will never be done again. She's got a chance to be a 5-time All-American. So excited to have her as our senior. There we have 2 juniors, Caitlin Skippin, a Dalton girl that's played really well and just keeps getting better. Expect great things from her this year. Cameron Daniel, who was an All-American as a freshman and would have been All-American last year if the season would have continued and they would have named. So those two, those two we have as juniors, and so exciting to have them there. And then the girls that were sophomores, eligibility-wise, can still be freshmen. Megan Donahue, and Megan just gets better and better. I caddied for her some this summer and got to watch her play, and she had a really strong summer and did some good things. So looking forward to what she'll do. And then Sydney Herman, Sydney is just going to continue to get better and better. She had a great summer. She finished runner-up in the Oklahoma Women's State Am. Ended up losing to a lady that's played on the LPGA Tour before, so that was great. And then she went to a big Midwestern amateur event and played really well there. So she's just going to keep getting better, and it's exciting for both of those again to know that you have them possibly for 4 more years. So
Right.
And then with the freshman class that we brought in, you have Maylee Buzzle, who had a great summer as well. She had in her junior year won a high school state championship, and then this year did some great things during the summer as far as the events that she played in. Had a top 10 finish in the Georgia Girls Junior. She was also ended up the year's ranked number 1 in her class in the state. So obviously excited about what she's going to bring to the table. And then we have Hannah Bullard from Texas, who also has been an outstanding player at the high school level, was ranked by Golf Week inside the top 100 players. And so, again, think she's going to do some great things for us as well. And then we have a local girl, Destiny Hill, that's from Dalton, and always exciting to have a local girl. And she's just kind of on the verge, I think, of discovering how good she can be. So expect some good things from Destiny as well as we move forward. So really excited about all 8 of them and what they bring to the table. Qualifying has gone really, really well so far. It's early, but I think it's just they're chomping at the bit to play, and you can tell it in the competition. It's just great to get out there and compete again.
Absolutely. And, with the glories of internet and everything, it cut out a little bit there when you were mentioning Hannah's name. So that name that you probably didn't hear coming through was Hannah Bullard, freshman from New Braunfels, Texas. That's who Coach McGrew was mentioning at that point. You mentioned, qualifying and everything. Little tidbit of a picture went out on Instagram the other day where you had a foursome at the farm that shot 68, 72, and 275s.
Yes, it was. The farm is always extremely difficult, and to go out there, and the 4 of them were playing together. And Sydney shot 68, and Cameron shot 72, and then Isabel and Caitlin shot 75. So that was, that's pretty strong out there to put up a 290 with those 4. So obviously it's qualifying, and you got to go do it in tournament competition. But a lot of times there's more pressure in qualifying than there is any other time during the year. So that's good to see. It's always nice to watch them play well and know they have that in them.
Absolutely. So we're going to touch back a little bit with the NAIA granting the extra year eligibility. Now, the circumstances create a situation where you're going to have like a 5-person class. We talked about Sydney and Megan being able to kind of backdate as freshmen. You're going to get Cameron and Caitlin kind of looking at being third-year sophomores in a sense. And then you've got this 3-person freshman class that's coming in. So from a coach's perspective, how does that affect your roster management since it effectively combines 2 classes with Sydney and Megan with Hannah, Maylee, and Destiny? And does that null class separation at all?
Yeah, it's definitely creates a little bit of a situation in terms of a log jam sort of with, you don't typically have it that way, and you don't want to lose, in that case, all 5 at the same time because you don't want to have to go find 5. It is what it is, so you just have to deal with it. Who it affects probably is that 2021 class. There's a lot of 2021s out there that are pretty good that, for a lot of schools, it's going to be the same situation as us where you may or may not have any room, and so you may not be able possibly to bring in a 21 just because of that situation. But then because this pandemic is still going on now, all of a sudden it's created kind of a way maybe to use an extra year because they've decided now that if you don't play in over 50% of the events, then that they will give them another year. So it wouldn't affect the upperclassmen from, sophomores on up, but the three freshmen can look at it and possibly if manage the amount of events they get in to possibly give them an extra year of eligibility. So they would be able to play a little different than a redshirt year where you don't get to play, but it'd kind of be
Right.
like the others that played last year where you get some tournament experience, you get that in. And if you're not going to be one of those players that's in the top 5 and not play at conference or national, you kind of spread out a little bit what they play in and still allow them to have another year, depending on whether they would want to use it or not. But you can sit down with them and possibly work it that way where you could split that up where you wouldn't have 5 leaving at the same time. Possibly a couple of those maybe might give them an extra year, so then they could stick around and take their time to graduate or get a minor or do something academically. Makes more sense for them.
Absolutely. So we know, what's going on globally, that things, are changing, rapidly. So, but as of today, how are we looking on an abbreviated fall schedule?
Well, yeah, it's been a mess. I'm one of those that, likes to have things way out in advance what we're going to do. I typically by now have made reservations for a hotel at the national championship in May. I just like kind of knowing what's going on, but
Right.
so it's definitely been a challenge. But right now we're scheduled to go play in Taylor's tournament up in Indiana in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, we're supposed to be on the road, so we're extremely excited about that, to go up there and play. And again, Taylor's a great team, top 5 team, and so it'll be great to go play in that part of the country, back up, just outside of Indianapolis. So we're going up there. We had a tournament scheduled in Innisbrook down in Tampa. Right now, it's really iffy whether that's going to happen or not. So we'll just kind of look at some things. If that doesn't happen, there's a possibility we could maybe go over to a tournament we played in before over at Hattiesburg, William Carey's tournament. Possibly could go there in the place of that. And then for now, and their conference has a preseason tournament at Chateau Alon in October. So we're looking at doing that. And then possibly don't know what's going to happen. Berry College has a tournament over at Coosa Country Club over Rome, which is, one we could drive to. Obviously, they're involved with the NCAA, so don't know what the protocol is going to do as far as they're concerned. And then Alice Lloyd has a tournament at Knob North first part of November. So obviously that's one that we can play in without having to travel or spend the time in a hotel. So so hopefully if things go forward, it looks like we can still, pick up that 3-4 events, something like that, and still get to compete. That's the plan, and right now that's what it is, and we'll just kind of scramble as we go, and hopefully people still want to play.
Absolutely. And having that Alice Lloyd tournament over at Knob is a good way for y'all to, have some tournament preparation before hopefully your tournament in the spring, and then that would be at the same location. And then, of course, it's a great way for everybody in the community to be able to come out and support the Roadrunners because they're so close to home. Whenever you get to sleep in your own bed for a tournament, it makes things a lot different.
Oh, it's great. And obviously, with the country club being closed, we're spending a lot of time at Knob along with the farm. So it's obviously great, again, if you can stay at home and play. And I know John likes that, no hotel rooms. But and we just appreciate the fact that our administration wants us to go compete and wants us to go play. And we're really, really appreciative of the fact that they are on board with us getting to do that. And golf is a little different. Golf has been going on. Like I said, I was all over this summer watching our girls play, and they all played this summer. We're competitive. So obviously with golf, it's a little different situation. But again, just really excited that they want us to play and encourage us to play and are going to support us with having a fall semester.
Absolutely. And, especially with when it comes to the women with a, 68 to 7,000, yard course, it's a little easier to socially distance whenever you're, in such a big environment, such as that. I mean, it's easy to catch 6 feet here and there, in either direction. So put multiple people out on the course. It's really the perfect sport for this type of situation that we're in.
Absolutely.
Well, Jim, that's all the time we have for today. We wanted to thank you for joining us.
Well, it's great to be here. I appreciate what you do for our program. And like I said, anytime we get a chance to talk about the Roadrunners, it's always a great day. And so I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. Want to give another thank you to the people that are on that banner behind you. First Bank, they came on this season as a community partner for the full athletic program, and worked with us on getting that background done. And it looks really good behind you there. We'll hopefully do a few more of these interviews behind you.
Got it.
Absolutely. Well, just reminding everybody, we'll be here every Thursday night, 6 p.m. with a new video. And a reminder to follow all Dalton State Sports on social media. Scheduling updates, dsroadrunners.com. We have that women's schedule up there. And, of course, with the way things are going, things may change. So keep that on your bookmarks, dsroadrunners.com. We'll always have the schedules updated for you. The handles and the tags for the athletic program and the golf program are going to be in the end credits. Be sure to like, share, retweet, and follow all of our pages. All right. Want to thank you very much. I'm Eric Simpson, signing off.